Hey guys, Johnny Lane here from CrossFit Intense. I want to go over the final WOD of the West Virginia Open Series, the 12.6. We're going to have two of the girls back to back. We've seen these in the summer games this year. In this case, we're going to do Power Elizabeth, and immediately after, with a continuously running clock, we will do Grace, or any sort of ground overhead, and we'll get into that here in a minute. First off, want to get into the Elizabeth and the points on the movements here. I have Kyle Dunbar from CrossFit Intense with us. He will demo the movements. On the Elizabeth, of course, it's a 21-15-9 reps of, and we're going to use a power clean, not a squat clean for this one, and then ring dips. We'll get into the ring dips in a second. So for the power clean, a good rep will come from the ground. He will, of course, receive it on his chest, hips open, legs locked, elbows in front of the bar. And has to go back down to the ground and repeat. Now, the judges, what I need you guys to do is count each rep, and that will be the signal to go down. So that's 2. Boom, he can go down. He cleans it up again. 3. Now he can go back down again. Don't just stand here quietly counting to yourself and then not letting them know. Much like you would say good lift or good rep, 4, or whatever the number is, and down. So after, now that we've got that in, let's look at some bad reps. Let's say that Kyle cleans the bar up but does not open the hips, does not lock the legs, has some sort of combination of that, and he drops just like that there. Knees are bent, hips are bent, his elbows are getting in front of the bar, but he's not finishing the lift by standing completely upright. So those all would be no reps. Then the other issue that we'll see, we've seen a decent amount, is with the elbows behind the bar, especially the stronger competitors trying to go so fast. And he's actually kind of throwing his elbows under the bar. He's having a hard time doing a bad rep. But it would be where they catch the bar here on the chest and then drop it down real fast. Just that it makes it to the chest is not good enough. We must complete the lift, and the judge would give a rep count as a good number. All right, so he's finished his 21 or his 15 or his 9 cleans. We're moving on to the rings now, and points on these. The athlete must start from the very top of the ring dip. He cannot start in the bottom with the rings loaded under the pits. So he starts at the top with elbows locked out, comes down, makes contact. Some part of his upper arm makes contact. Now whether that's the delt or the bicep, any of that will work. I'm not necessarily wanting to watch here as much as I want to make sure that contact is actually made. Once he does that, of course without touching the ground, makes contact, comes back up to full lockout, elbows locked at the top. He can repeat and do it again. Now if he rests here, he needs to recover a little bit, go back into it. He must jump up and be at lockout, and now he can start a rep. He cannot start his rep at the bottom. And of course, bad reps would be not locking the elbow, coming up to a partial lockout, and also not touching any part of the bicep or the delt, any part of that of the arm there, the upper arm. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We'll be real strict on that. A couple of differences we're going to have here. Of course, on the Elizabeth, men will do 135. The ladies will do 95. And what we'll have, the only difference we'll have, RX will be for Masters women at 75 pounds. That's only Masters women, 40 plus, at 75 pounds. Masters women will not do the ring dips, so they will not do an actual Elizabeth. What we will have for them will be a 20-inch box jump. So in this case, Kyle, my Masters woman, is going to leave the ground with both feet, land with both feet, and open the hips completely at the top. And that would be a good rep. Same rules we had in football going bad. He must get complete extension on the top of the box, hip forward, and good rep and down. And if he would do a closed hip, of course it would be a no rep. No reps right there. And that's definitely no rep. So pretty straightforward on the box jump, stuff we've been into before. Again, 20 inches for the women's masters, that's only for them. Everybody else will do the ring dips to the standards that we had. 135 power clean, again power cleans, and 95 for women, 75 for masters. Again, continuously running clock. We finish our 21:15.9 of our Elizabeth, or in the Masters women's case, the modified Elizabeth. We'll go back to the barbell, maintaining the same weight. So 135 for men, 95 for women, 75 for women's masters. We'll do a Grace. Now, if you're able to do an Isabel, you can come straight up from ground to overhead. That's fine. The direction here is any way overhead. So Kyle, he'll do a clean and jerk first. We'll say he cleans it up and he does a push press. He's got his head through the window, elbows locked at the top. That's a good rep. Again, the judge will count 1. Once they hear the command, they come down with it, touch the ground, back up overhead. He may split this. That's perfectly fine. He may hit the split. Now he must walk it together, finish, complete the lift, ankles under the hips, all in a nice tight line, and complete the lift. What he can't do is bring the bar down early as he's finishing the split. He must finish the complete lift, and he brings the bar down before he finishes bringing the split together. That would be a no rep. And again, if he wants to power snatch this, any which way overhead is perfectly fine. Still, same rules. Head must get through the window. I must be able to see the ears on the other side of the arm. Same rule we had on the thruster. On the football going bad, completely extended, head through the window. Pretty straightforward on this one. Round to overhead, Grace, Isabel, whatever you use. 30 reps, 135 for men, 95 for women, 75 for women's masters. Continuously running clock, 20-minute time cap. So we hit the 20 minutes, record in the system your reps that you did not complete, and of course that will be adjusted in the system automatically for the seconds, a second for each rep. There is no non-RX in this, so everybody will be RX, has to be RX in order to submit this. We're in the final WOD, so we should get down to our final people who are going to make it to the on-site competition. And lastly, I want to touch on a couple of things. We have secured the location. We are going to be at the Chestnut Mountain Ranch in Morgantown on October 27th for the individual competition and October 28th for the team competition. The link will go live on September 24th to get into the competition for individuals and teams that do qualify. We should have all that calculated and finished up and verified by next weekend. And then, of course, that Monday, Tuesday at the latest, following all of that, the link will be live to be able to register. We are going to change things a little bit. We had originally counted on 24 men and 24 women from the Open. We're going to expand that to 32 now. And we'll keep the same 12 masters men, 12 masters women, and still the same 16 teams will qualify. But we've expanded the field of the men's and women's Open. We're going to kick this thing off with a mud run. So the very first WOD of the competition will be a head-to-head competitive mud run. Staggered start, but you will go against another competitor. Winner moves on, loser falls back. So it will be much like you see with the Tough Mudder. The distance, obstacles and stuff will all be figured out a little bit later. But they had a real good mud run a week or two ago, and we're actually going to use the same facility, change the course a little bit, but we're looking at mud, rocks to climb up. You're going to get wet, you're going to get pretty nasty, so I at least wanted everybody to know that in advance and be prepared. There will be shower facilities on site, and we have a picnic area. There'll be a place to get warm and change clothes, but be prepared for that. That is it for this one. If you have any questions, contact me, Johnny at CrossFitIntense.com, or message me on the Facebook.